Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves Scrap, and I'm coming to you from the land down under this Sunday, and we are playing along with Scraplift Crafternoon, and a very talented bunch of ladies have kindly allowed me to join them on this great hop. Today we're lifting Debbie Tehrani, and anyone who knows her work knows she is spectacular. This is my take on her layout. I don't have a cute little girl, but this is my middle girl. She was away in Fiji and she was ziplining, so this layout lent itself perfectly for these photos. Now, of course, Debbie's got two smaller photos and I have chosen larger photos. I've collected together a whole range of ephemera here that I'm using out of the Happy Days collection from Cocoa Vanilla, and a few others that I have lying around, some simple stories. So my daughter here, Cody, she's my middle daughter, and she's wants to be adventurous, but she's also a little bit timid as well. So for her to get into the zip lining was a great achievement. Now I'm using these papers all together. I'm going to trim this one down and use it for some borders and also for mounting my photos. I keep those strips at the bottom because they do have quotes on them, and I'm going to use those later on, not on this layout but somewhere else. So first of all, I'm just using my border punch and I'm cutting down a 1-inch border twice, because I'm going to use that to the side where Debbie had her scalloping down the side. And this is how I'm going to build my page. I'm using, like I said, the rest of this to map my photos, and I'm just going to do exactly like Debbie did. I'm just distressing them and I'm going to layer them up. Now, I don't have any frames like Debbie did around her photo, but I'm going to actually build them, and I'll show you how I do that a little bit further into the video. So I'm just trimming it down, distressing it with my distress tool just to rough it up, put some texture in and add some detail to these photos. I love these photos. She is natural in them and they capture her smile when she's not stressed. So the size that I've cut this down to is 8.5 by 12. It's slightly larger than what Debbie had, but that's because my photos are bigger than hers as well. I'm adding in my border, and as you can see, I'm just building my page one bit at a time. Now, this is a trick I learnt actually. I probably should have known how to do this, but I did learn it on my cruise with Vicky Booten on how to build the page without using a base page to build the page. So these ones are 2.5, and I've just got a 12 by 12 which I'm going to use it to line up with and build my page from there. And when I'm finished, I have a 12 by 12 background which I'm using for today, and as you can see, it is now the right size. So there's the colours that I'm using, and Debbie's got some raindrop stamps down the side of hers, so I've got this cross-hatching Hessian type, well, I think you call it burlap type of pattern on my stamp. I'm using some archival ink here because I want it to be permanent and not running and smudging, so putting that into place, and it's just going in different directions down the page, and that's to tie in with the webbing of that zip line so that she has on and use. She was in Fiji, as I said. She was zip lining through the Sleeping Giant Gardens. I'm so proud of her. She went and did it. She left my mum behind down in the bottom of the gardens, and she joined a group of people that she didn't know, and off she went and she actually did it. She talked about it for months, and then finally I thought she might do it, but I wasn't too sure because she is, like I said, my timid one, but she actually got on there and she did it. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to build my frame around my photo. Debbie's got a black and white one around hers, and when I do a scrap lift, I try to stay pretty true to what the original layout looks like, pay homage to the person who has created the original layout. So I'm just finishing off the distressing here. I'm going to build these layouts so I can put the photo down, and then I can build my frame around the photos. I have cut the strips from that striped paper, and I'm going to incorporate that into my framing. So it is a little bit fiddly, but it does come up. So I've put down a double-sided tape, and I'm going to remove it all, and I'm just going to work piece by piece. So you can see I'm doing my two top and bottom, and then I get another slice of it, And then I'm going to work my sides, and I'm going to cut in my photo wedge corner, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky and a bit patient. You need to line it up, but once it's in place, you can see I have now got a frame around my photo, and it looks effective and it ties in with the colours on my page. I'm going to repeat it again for this photo, and this one's a little bit more trickier because it does have that dark line in the centre, and I need to make sure that the lines line up when I do my wedging in the corners. So it just takes a little bit longer to line that up, but it does come together in the end, and I end up with a perfect picture frame around my picture. And so I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. It's quite easy to do, a little bit fiddly at times, but you just need to be patient. And I now have got my 2 photos framed, which is what now, looking here, it took me a little bit of a while to realise I had it upside down, and then I fixed it. So once again, like I said, I'm just building the rest with the ephemera. I'm trying to put some rainbows in like Debbie had. I've got circle clusters there. I'm building in, now you see that bird, it actually changes when I glue it down, and I don't know why, but I just did. I think because it was going up too high, so I decided I wasn't going to have it climbing up the page that high, and I brought it down a little. See, so it's going right up. I've just changed that a little bit when I finally adhered it into place. So I've used some foam tape underneath to give it some dimension, and I've added a few little word phrases around there. Good times. Another one says, this equals awesome, life is good, those sorts of statements. So they're little word phrases that just add to the layout and build the story. Now, I also journaled in based on what she told me, and I've put that in it. It was pretty exciting for her. You can tell by the look on her face she was pretty proud of herself as well. So I love how this has come together. Debbie has created such a great layout, and she always does. If you have not checked out Debbie Tairani, you really need to go and see her work. You can find her on Instagram. You can also find her. She's on so many design teams. Her work is just phenomenal. So this is how my layout has come together. She does have actual stitching on hers. I don't know where my sewing machine is. My husband's put it away somewhere really safe. I need to find it. So I'm just going to doodle in some faux stitching here just to finish off the layout, just like Debbie has down on hers. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. Here's some pops of colour, which I'm adding in to build the detail there. And you will see I have a piece that I thought I had glued everything down, and I missed one. And as I'm doing that, I realise, nope, you silly girl, you've left one behind. So I'm just going to put that one in with a bit of foam behind it just to pop it up off that title. And then I can continue giving my layout a little bit of a flick to create the enamel dot effect with those pops of colour. That's the beauty of them. When you flick them, they flatten out and then they dry like an enamel dot. So there's my clusters. There's my take on Debbie's awesome layout. It has been a great Scraplift afternoon. I'm sure you can see all the details that have gone in there, the stamping behind, the clusters there, the build and use of the ephemera, the journaling thrown into it, and the title just created using pre-made titles, which is pretty exciting. I'd love to have some acrylic titles. Need to purchase some. Don't know where to get any in Australia. Need to check that out. So here's my final layout. Go and check out the team. There's a whole list down below. Tara's playing, Shannon's in, Karen, Shala, Christine, Ashley the Scrapping Nerd, Kristen, and Scrap Rona. Don't forget to leave some love on their channels. We all get together on a Sunday afternoon, and this was so great. That is so true. I love scrapping with these ladies. I am so honoured and privileged to be part of the group. Check them out. Give them a big thumbs up if you like what you've seen today. I hope I've done enough for you. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap. We all appreciate a little bit of a like from you. Give us a thumbs up. Let YouTube know you like what you're seeing, and you can get to see some more of us on there. Hit that subscribe button to find out my next layout that's coming up. And don't forget to leave me a comment. I always love the feedback, and we'll get back to you as soon as I can. Find me on all my socials under Kathy Loves to Scrap, including Instagram, where all my layouts end up, even those without a video. I really do appreciate the time taken to share with me today. Happy scrapping. Till next time.